On the studio today, we have Biodun and Dennis Erezi on the game. These guys are football fans. They know the game. They can predict and all. But bro, welcome to the show.
And he scores! Absolutely sensational!
Sports friendly, the game is on.
So now we have Everton and Chelsea playing tomorrow. So Everton is, I don't know how to, they like to use the word embarrassing or not a very good preseason game. The last 4 meetings with Everton won the last one with 1-0. That's what made them to escape relegation. So what do you think? Chelsea, they've not even really had a good transfer window. I think Barcelona is snatching every player they want to buy. So, and Thomas Tuchel, he said in an interview that his team is not ready. He doesn't think his team is ready for the EPL. Is Everton going to be successful against Chelsea, or Chelsea is going to win Everton, or what do you think? Because the coach confirmed that they are not prepared for the EPL.
The EPL. Yeah, the coach is an insider. The coach is sees everything, knows everything, and all that. And as to players going to other, losing the bid to get some players, and then players leaving and coming in and all that. I don't see Chelsea really performing this season, except they are able to lay their hands on some good players. For example, last season, look at Lukaku. It was a big miss for them. Bringing in, they were hyping Lukaku, and when he got to the team, what did he do? Could not perform and all that. And now he's even out of Chelsea. I can see that it was free transfer or something. And I mean, if the coach is saying that they are not ready, they are not ready. They don't seem to be serious this season.
But they're making good. They're trying to make good transfer, like the likes of Fofana from.
So you said they are trying.
They are trying to, but they are. I don't know.
So
they say people don't like going to Chelsea. I don't know why. Is that true?
So basically, here is my point. I think that even a very dilapidated Chelsea side, I'm sorry if this sounds disrespectful to Everton fans, will still go ahead and beat Everton, because this is a Chelsea side that has the experienced Thiago Silva in defense, and adding up to that, we have a Kalidou Koulibaly coming in, and at the heart of the midfield, you still have the creators all from 2 seasons ago. You still have Jorginho in there. You still have Werner, to run, the lines across. You still have Kante in midfield. You still have the crux of these players that even won the Champions League with Chelsea. But I think, just like you said, the only thing that made Tuchel to say that they are not prepared for the season is actually because of a few distractions which are transfer related. Players like Marcos Alonso wanting to leave, players like Cesar Azpilicueta trying to leave, and all of these things related to Barcelona. But we should also not forget that up front, Chelsea still have their Arsenal, still intact. They still have Kai Havertz. They've even brought in Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling, who scored 25% of the goals that Man City has scored in the past 6 seasons. So these are big things. These are things that should count for. And if you're to pit these players, side by side with Everton players, Everton is actually no match for this Chelsea side. So come what may, whatever Tuchel even likes, don't also forget, we mentioned Conor Gallagher the other time coming in from Crystal Palace. He will be a part of this Chelsea team, and they still have Mason Mount. So basically,
it's not all about players. Sometimes it's all about sometimes team bonding, the whole energy.
I think the team is a tired team.
Chelsea,
honestly, bringing in Raheem Sterling to refresh the team, even as I feel that Raheem Sterling still didn't want to leave where he's coming from. I think the Chelsea team is tired. They need to refresh. We talk
I
about.
think they don't have a substitute
we-
for each
We talk about
position.
let's talk about the defense. Thiago Silva. What did Thiago Silva achieve last season for Chelsea? I didn't see him.
Let us
I didn't see him-
also not forget that football is not an individual sport.
Yeah, that's why I said you need team bonding and all.
When you try to single out Thiago Silva, that might not be fair.
I'm not singling him out. I'm just saying that, for example, let's look
and-
him. Let's look at him. What was he able to? They brought him in last season. What was he really able to achieve like other players? I just see a tired Chelsea team that will won out easily as the season progresses. Yeah, they might win the first game. It's fine.
But still at that, Chelsea is Chelsea. Everton is Everton. Everton will have the edge of if we can beat them last season with very crucial win and all, they can do it this season. So
don't forget that the motivation for them to have beaten Chelsea last season was because
Of
they were on the tightrope of relegation. So right now the season is just starting, and it is more or less like if you are not a Liverpool, if you're not a Man City, you don't have a motivation from the get-go that the season starts.
So what do you think will be the outcome of this game?
Whatever happens, Chelsea will beat
Whatever happens.
beat Everton very well.
Very well.
Yes,
How many goals?
maybe about 3-0.
3-0.
I see a draw.
But
Actually,
I see 2 goals and above. Actually, yes.
I see a draw.
I see a draw. So I'm the correct one here. 2 goals and
They've not
above.
even played the game.
I'm the correct one here. I'm seeing. So let's move on to Man U versus Brighton. Very sweet, interesting way to end last season for Brighton against Man U. You know, Man U are still. I see Man U are still struggling. They brought in players, yes, Eriksen, Lissandra, and the rest, but they are still struggling. There's something. Marshall came back, but there's something missing about the team. They brought in a new coach. Something is missing about the team. And Brighton, they have this belief that if we can beat Man U even with the likes of C. Ronaldo, they can beat anybody no matter who they bring in. So what do you think? Like, how do you see this game?
Yeah. So basically, what I think we'll have on our hands is actually a good game, but not necessarily a continuation of what happened last season, because the scenarios and the circumstances are largely different. And one of the reasons I'm saying this is that, you know, like you rightly said, Manchester United will be having a new man in the dugout, you know, talking about Erik ten Hag. And then you're also looking at not just additions into the team, you're talking about very quality additions. You know, I mean, who doesn't know Christian Eriksen? Who doesn't know what he brings into everything? You talk about his ball movement, his ball play, his passing ability, his excellent ability in taking set pieces. I mean, all of these things do have what they count for. And then you also spoke about Lisandro Martinez, you know, who is going to be in defense for this team. And just before we oversing the praises of Brighton from last season, let us not forget that a whole lot of things have also changed on that other side too. And then you also don't forget that the player who was the anchor man for the team all throughout last season, you're talking about Yves Bissouma, has joined Tottenham. And then the team is just, you know, here and there, just trying to make up for these guys that are no longer in this team. So, number one, I see a depleted Brighton side already. And then what I think of Manchester United is that it's more or less like a team trying to, you know, get their mojo together, trying to, you know, get their mood and get, you know, their groove going into the new season. But what I see as a disadvantage for Manchester United going into this match is the fact that they have not been able to, you know, resolve a lot of internal crises going on within the team, which all centers on where Cristiano Ronaldo will be for the rest of the season. I think if that gets sorted or does not influence in this game, I think it will be a roller coaster ride for Manchester United.
So what do you think?
Yeah, I think Manchester United will win. I know they will win. I strongly know that they will win. I just hope that all these issues like Dennis mentioned earlier all these issues from there, and that resulted to a lot of inconsistencies in the games that they played last season will not continue. Even though some people have left, see Ronaldo too trying to leave, is forced to stay and all that. But I just believe, I know they will win, but I hope that as the season continues, all those inconsistencies will be dealt with. Like you said, the internal crisis and all that. I just think that they are
and Man U, they are very strong in Old Trafford. Like with their bad state last season, like their last 13 games, they went 12 on undefeated in Old Trafford. So most of their games they lost was away game, and now they are playing at Old Trafford. So it's for me, it's like they are trying to, like you said, trying to pick the whole pieces together and all. Yes, internal crisis and the rest. But I think Man U beat these people. Man U beat these people very well.
And he scores! Absolutely sensational!
Sports Friendly, the game is on.
Dortmund is not the same Dortmund that we saw last season. Like you rightly said, they've lost they've lost Erling Haaland to Manchester City in England, and they also brought in a replacement for him, which is Sebastian Haller from Ajax. But unfortunately, he is currently down with
surgery
and all of that. And our Dortmund president also did say, just some days ago, that they will be trying to bring in a replacement. A couple of players have been touted for that. One of them is Sadiq Umar, the Nigerian striker that plays in the La Liga. So whether they try to get all of these things together, I think the match might end up being a draw. But I see both teams try to cancel each other out, and so that we also don't forget that Dortmund still has a crop of their firing talents from last season with them. You talk about players like Akonji, you talk about Jude Bellingham, they still have a crop of these players with them. And Leverkusen, Bayern, Dortmund aren't strangers to each other, so I believe that the old rivalry will still continue, and basically it just sets up for a very good encounter where you see them cancelling each other out.
Okay, but they've met 30 times in Dortmund home, and Dortmund have won 16 times. So, like
That's
you said,
more or less like an average.
Yeah, so
they know each
they
other.
know themselves. They are familiar with themselves. So, I'll go with you. A draw is good. A draw is good. So, I would like to talk about Clermont and PSG, but with the whole squad with PSG, even bringing in Renato Sanchez and Di Maria going to Juventus, I'm seeing like a 4-0 win for PSG.
So in as much as that looks great, talking about talent by talent, manpower by manpower, PSG certainly and clearly outweighs, whatever the newly promoted side will be bringing onto the table. But I also want you to cast, your minds back to last season when we also had another team in this situation, a newly promoted side, beating PSG, in fact, twice last season. So it also does means that these new teams, when they get their heart right and they find enough motivation, they can actually prove to be spoilers for a big team like PSG, whether with Lionel Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, they can prove spoilers.
But I don't think PSG wants to make that mistake again they made last season.
So basically,
because that is like a learning to them.
From the years that I've been following football, I certainly do not think that any team, trains and prepares for a match to lose.
Yeah, yes, you're correct.
So what I think about the PSG game is that throughout the preseason, I've seen their games, and unlike last season when Messi joined the team, and so many expectations and all that, they fumbled with some games and all that, and Messi also even though Messi has been playing with quite some, I've played together with some of the front teams guys before. He still struggled. He had a lot of struggle last season. But the preseason, yeah, I don't really regard preseason match games like I just see it as like a training section. But other clips that I've seen, I think they are more ready. They are more focused. Last season they had the trouble of, okay, who is wearing this shirt? Who are we substituting to go? Who should we substitute? We can't substitute this guy. Okay, let's just play these guys together. Let's see another. But I see them more together now, and everybody clearly understanding their roles and their deliverables. So this season I see them hot. With this first game, I believe they are going up. They will blow hot.
So they are loading goals. They are pumping goals.
Probably score 6, 7, 8.
But they will load.
It will be a very interesting match.
Okay.
And some goals.
Some goals. Yeah. What's some? How many?
Maybe 3 or 4.
Maybe 3 or 4. Dennis, what do you think?
I think PSG will win. But
Okay.
then being overconfident might also hurt them.
That's true, Sha.
And he scores! Absolutely sensational!
Sports Friendly, the game is on.
Thank you for staying with us. Please follow us on all our social media platforms showing on your screen right now. And please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Click on it. My name is Godwin, and it was amazing being with you. Ciao.
And he scores! Absolutely sensational!
Sports Friendly, the game is on.